Hello, everyone. The stream is live, and hello and welcome to Adventure on so many levels.
Yay!
Even more levels.
Yeah. I'm Christiana Ellis. I'm the Dungeon Master, and I am also a little bit under the weather this week. But we're making it happen anyway. Our players are Vivid Muse as Amethyst the Human Cleric. Or, excuse me, Human Druid.
Human druid, yes, human druid. Good evening. I'm a human druid.
The Mark Kilfoyle as Alaric Copperbeard, the Dwarven Fighter.
Good evening.
Starla Hutchton as Nirkina Ethu, the High Elf Cleric.
Greetings and salutations.
And Chooch working real hard to join us as he is rushing home to get on the computer, playing Ottercree, the Tiefling Paladin. But
Hello.
that's who they usually play, this party that has come to be known as the Heroes of Legend. And so what happened last time? You guys fled the temple.
We left. We didn't flee. We were totally in control of the situation.
Fair.
Nira said flee, we fled. I that's how I remember it.
It
She
was
literally
a
flew.
let's get out of here type of situation. But you guys did a little recon with Nira as a giant flying elf. And you guys made a few plans that mostly involved whether you were going to keep running away or whether you're going to just jump in a lake. And you decided to jump in the lake.
Seems like a reasonable idea.
Yeah.
The lake
So-
right there.
You took the ferry out to the lake, and there was a nice and creepy ferry ride as everyone else who had been riding the ferry got off before you guys got on. And then the ferry, apparently uncrewed, took you to the center of the lake, whereupon you jumped in the water. And you swam down and down and down, aided by the water breathing spell, swimming down and down and down until you splooped into the side of a enormous underwater jellyfish that had been invisible until you bounced into it. And it seemed to be taking you even deeper. So that's where we left the Heroes of Legend, but tonight we're going to be following a different set of characters.
The Zeros of Legend.
That's not bad. That's not bad. I'm going to vamp a little bit because I would ideally like to have Chooch go ahead and be in position for the reveal here, because I've kept it a secret. The characters that our players will be playing this evening.
I'm running upstairs.
Ooh, so close. So this is partly something that I had the idea for when I was just thinking about making plans for what you guys would find, as you descend into the lake. What is going on down there, and me knowing that, but how best to communicate that to you guys, how best to convey this situation. And it occurred to me that we could do a special episode to maybe have something that would fill in a little bit of background information and just also be a fun change of pace. So what I gave each of you is a list of sort of classes. I described them as the kinda cleric, the kinda bard, the kinda monk, and the kinda fighter. And you guys each selected a subclass, and then the other direction that I gave was that you should choose a name that sounds like you said it underwater. And so that's all our players know at present. That sounds like you said it underwater. Muting the stream as I jump in there, and so that is all you guys know. But I was so excited at the prospect of this little adventure that I went and I found some artwork to serve as your sort of character avatars. in this episode, and I negotiated with the artist on DeviantArt to have the use of this artwork. There's Chooch! Yay!
Yay!
Oh, and you know what? I'm realizing my little setup here is not going to be perfect because I got a little thing in front of Chooch's face. Let's see. I can probably fix that. Okay, now it's all messed up. I've ruined everything. Okay, so I thought I had this all set, but...
The
Okay.
universe is changing and shaking after all. It's kind
Yeah.
of appropriate.
That's what we call the Chooch effect.
Yes, we do. Pretty much what it's like when he gets home every day.
Okay.
Refocus.
All right, so this is, well, dang. Okay, so I am going to have to tweak this
It's
a
a
little
star
bit.
chew. It's a star, Viv.
Okay, so I thought that I had all this set, but because I didn't have that fourth item in there, well, okay. So now that I've got everything ready and was ready to do the big reveal, and now I'm not actually ready. So if you guys will chat a little bit, how about you speculate about what you might be getting as I get this all set?
No freaking clue.
Yeah, I
Been
keep
haunted
wondering,
all
like,
week. No clue. Can't wait.
if they're underwater people, that's why they have underwater sounding names, or if it's just like a, water religion kind of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe this is what happens to the priests, after the whole neck stabby thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was hoping
We'll
that
just
it
stab
was.
them in the neck and give them gills.
Could be
Yeah.
the original people that were here. Just want they want to know they're evangelists, and they're bringing all the others in to swell their ranks.
What if they're the sacrifices that the townspeople have been bringing in?
We could be playing giant jellyfish. And we
I'm just
capture
glad
them
that it's
to
going-
take morsels.
I'm just glad that our campaign is going as well as we planned, jumping into the water and riding jellyfish to the bottom, just exactly as we hoped would happen.
Yes.
This is going to be great. I'm hoping that we're going to learn. I'm hoping this is more like an informational kind of thing. We'll find out what's going on if it's.
Yeah.
That's why we'll feel
So
really bad.
I'm going to have to just switch us and make the adjustments on the other one. So as I prepare to switch, you guys will see your little character avatars, and we'll introduce your characters you're going to be playing this evening. So without further ado, I'll make the little video window adjustments on that screen because I can't do it from here without switching. So let's just go ahead and proceed. We have
I feel so
Frog
sexy.
people.
well, little fishy people, but they're kind of froggy, a little kind of fishy. Yeah. So,
Find us
Chooch
loincloth.
is Chooch is playing Antiblio the Flipper. You are known as a flipper in your tribe because you are the fastest, you are the most agile, and you are capable of striking many rapid fire blows to stun and incapacitate your enemies.
And you appear to be stabbing yourself.
Yeah, so I will have this fixed in a little bit, soon. I apologize to everyone watching for not having this set the way I intended to begin with. And hopefully next time I won't have to do this live on the show. This is why we usually meet half an hour ahead of time. Yay! All right, so
I know.
Antiblio the Flipper.
I'm just going to be laughing
Viv.
this entire time.
And Viv, you are playing Lably the Storyteller, because one of the things about your society is you guys know that your people have a special power that is not shared by the less imaginative races.
Naturally.
That you have the ability, through sheer belief, to make things true. You do not have to depend on the whims of the external reality. You guys have the power to will things into existence. It's not easy,
Right.
but you can do it. And you are one of the more skilled amongst your people at this, which is why you are called a storyteller, because you have the ability to tell stories of past victories or terrible hardships suffered by your people in a way that allows you to change the battlefield around you. And also by telling these stories, you can inspire your colleagues. Oh, by the way, I'm sending you your character sheets now, too.
Yay.
All right.
Sweet.
Sweet. I'm awesome.
Yeah. And then, Mark, I will have your video window set properly here in a moment. But you, Thwibbert, the priest, you are in training. You are currently in service under the archpriest of your tribe, learning the ways of worship and healing and magic among your people. Because of your people's ability, you are not subject to the whims of gods and spirits the way others are, because your people choose their spirits and their gods and worship them as you see fit. And that's how it's always worked for you, is that you know, if you need a bounty of new fish to come through to, you know, to hunt and supply food for your tribe, well, then you guys simply believe that you have a nature spirit that will provide for you, and you believe in it hard enough that it becomes real, and you know just how to manage it and work with it and cast this magic that will protect and take care of your tribe.
Also, I have a stick with an eyeball.
Yes, you sure do. And last but not least, Starla, you are playing Bala, the biter. You're called that because you're good at biting things. Yeah. Nobody can bite harder or hold on longer than you.
Like a pit bull.
Yeah. All right. So,
Maybe a chihuahua. Arr.
so very shortly, I'll have everybody's avatar window or video window set. And we'll be ready to begin proper. So did you guys get your little your character sheet for this time?
Got it.
Feel free to ask questions about the abilities, because I know I'm kind of springing it on you. You have not had time to study it, and it's not a, you know, you don't have the benefit of existing like forums or whatever to give you advice on how to play a quotois storyteller, for example, because that is in fact the race that you guys are known as here. Is you are quotois, and you live in the deep within the sea. Not quite in the darkened depths where the blind monsters live, but neither do you live in the shallows that see daylight. You live in the middle, and you have staked out your claim. You occasionally have to fight off other tribes of Quotois and also various other types of creatures. The ocean is a dangerous place, but you guys are excellent hunters. Your tribe is sometimes nomadic, but you have been in your current location for quite a while because it's a good place. And you guys have made your home there, and that's we begin with you guys are a hunting party. You are out looking for food to bring back to your clan, and you've been staking out an orca. You guys have traveled a few hours away from your if you were trying to say something, Viv, I think you were muted. Okay. You guys have traveled a few hours away from your where everybody stays, and you know that this is a feeding ground for orcas. They've been spotted in this area before, but you don't see one in the immediate vicinity. So what are you doing? Oh,
Well,
and while I do that, I'm going to start our tabletop audio. The track is Into the Deep from Tabletop Audio. And also, just because before I forget, our lovely little avatar artwork here is from Adam95 on DeviantArt.
Very well done.
Thank you,
Very
Adam
nice.
95. This
Thank
stuff is
Very
awesome.
cool.
Right. So, you guys, you need to bring down an orca. It's tough, but there's a lot of good meat on an orca. Everyone would be really impressed.
Okay, so are we like on the what would be, I guess, the sea floor?
Yeah, so basically you guys are underwater and you are capable of swimming, so you are not bound to stay on the bottom. But nonetheless, it is a useful orientation point because when you are out of sight of the bottom, it is sometimes difficult to know exactly how deep you are. But you guys are also not entirely unfamiliar with the area. You know where you are generally. You could easily find your way back home. You have the bottom nearby, you know, like it's, and you know that if you were to, my phone is beeping at me across the room. The you guys know that it starts getting shallower from here, and that there are occasionally schools of fish in this area that swim around, and that the orcas will hunt those.
So what kind of signs are we? I don't know what an orca sign is.
Your characters would know, and so in this
Right.
context, it would be things like a survival check. Now, because you guys don't have your regular character sheets, you don't necessarily have a lot of the regular skills listed. So in some cases, we'll just be rolling based on whatever the base stat is, unless, of course, you have a specific stat listed. So, for example, Intiblio has a +6 perception. Right?
Perception, yeah.
Or if one of you, I don't think anyone has, survival or nature, but at this, hang on, I need to mute that because it's going to distract me.
We will strategize. We will find an orca. They are big and slow.
Yeah, I can stab it, but I don't really have
is
too
what you
much
would-
else that's going to be helpful here. So
Well, I'll listen to the vibrations of the waters
All right.
and perceive nothing.
What was the roll?
11.
Okay. Yeah,
Perhaps I can give you
you're not.
guidance from the sea monsters that we know are here. The spirit sea monsters.
Yeah. That seems like a plausible thing that could happen.
Of course it does.
So,
I can give you guidance if you try again.
So who's our fighter?
me.
We have a biter and a flipper.
Okay.
yeah. So your initial check, like, you know that there have been orcas in this area, but you don't sense the presence of one nearby at the moment. But you do know that your priest companion is excellent at persuading the spirits to aid you.
Perhaps if we convince the fish to guide us to the orca, they won't be eaten today and be happy.
Ah, the little fish, yes.
Yes, little fish to
Closer,
big
near-
fish.
Near to them and check again.
I will give you guidance.
Which is actually a guidance spell, so a D4.
11.
Is that with the guidance?
Yeah. Guidance was a 1.
The fish do not like you.
Basically, what that means in this context is that you guys have to kind of just hang out here a little bit longer, because you know that it's been in the area. This is definitely its hunting ground. It's going to come by eventually, but you're not able to sense where it is and go to it. So you're just going to have to wait for it to come to you. That means that this hunting trip is just taking a little longer than you were originally hoping, but you know it'll be along. And so as you guys are waiting in this area, you're maintaining awareness of what might come nearby, and you also are just kind of you know thinking about how things have been pretty good for your people lately. It's been somewhat peaceful. You have previously had wars with other clans, but since you moved to this new region, you've been here for a while. You don't have a real delineated calendar per se because you're under the water. This is meta. You guys don't know this, but other races that live above the surface have all of these rules for how they divide units of time, which seems weird, but you know that there are people who live above the surface, which is why would you do that? But so you don't know exactly how long it's been, but it's not too long. Certainly within all your lifetimes since you moved to this place, and it's been good. The feeding has been good. There was some concern when you were first traveling here that the magic was thin here. And there were some that were afraid of that, but your priests and your storytellers were convinced that the power of your people's belief would be able to stabilize the region and make it safe for everybody. And so far, that has borne out true. And so, you guys are just kind of, I think, enjoying that, compared to other places that you've been where the pressure is higher or it's darker or colder. This is a comfortable, good region for you guys and plenty of hunting. And along those lines, you do start to hear in the distance.
I ready my spear.
I don't actually know if that's the sound that orcas make.
Underwater, it sounds all kind of the same.
Right. Just going to. Are we just going to wait and pounce? Do we want to try to?
We probably should get into position. We'll
Is
try
there,
to
is
swim
there,
away.
okay, so is there any kind of like cover, like rocks or?
There are some if that's what you choose to do.
One thing we know is it swims forward but not back. Therefore, we can block it from leaving. Just get its head in a hole or something.
You guys do know, having hunted before and having experience with this, that the primary, orcas can be dangerous to you guys for sure. Especially if they got someone alone. But with a party like this, the primary concern is that they can swim faster than you guys. So if they try to just get away, they could outswim you.
Do we have a net?
I have a net, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Yeah, I have a net as a ranged weapon attack. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know that the net is primarily useful for creatures that are large or smaller, and the killer whale is, let me double check actually. It is bigger than that. So what you could potentially do is get it around its head, and it would interfere with its swimming, but it wouldn't be held in place quite the same way that a creature that's large or bigger. So, but you do have that net. You could throw it over its face, for example.
All right. So what we could do is there's two large boulders, maybe set us up on either side of the back side of the boulder, have the net kind of stretched across this span between the two boulders, and when the orca comes swimming through, we pull it up and across its nose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We need something for bait. Can we convince the fish to come this way? I believe they will come.
I could be bait. I'll just jump out of the way when it tries to get me.
Do you look delicious enough?
All right.
I can make the sound of fish coming nearby if needed.
Who's going to hold this net with me?
Tyson.
I will not.
I'll help. I don't know my strength. Yeah, I'll help. It's good enough.
So I will let with Labely's help, Bala, you will make the net attack roll with advantage.
Okay.
All right. So Intiblio is going to hang out in this spot between these rocks, hoping to be bait. Thwibbert, are you making these sounds? Is that the plan?
Yes. I would like to use thaumaturgy to create the sound of a predator behind it.
What kind of predator do you think is going to go after an orca? I'm not saying there would be nothing. I'm
quiet
asking
one.
what you think it would be.
A bigger
How
orca.
about the sound of many poor fighters, many poor Quatoa?
Yeah. What about
They're
the sound
bad
of like
at
a hurt animal?
Wah, oh wah. It is a dying giraffe.
All right. So you make that sound, and I want Labely and Bala and Thwibbert to all make stealth checks. I don't think any of you have the stealth skill, so it's just going to be actually it's dexterity, isn't it? No, it's wisdom. I can't remember now. Oh my god.
I rolled a 20. I can't
Yeah.
get the this way. This way. There you
I
go.
rolled a 1, so it doesn't matter what the skill is.
Wait, I'm rolling for stealth, you said?
Yeah.
So far between the two of us, critical success and critical failure. You are the
I rolled
you
a
are
10.
right in the middle.
Do I have a mod? Is there anything? No.
Well, so that's what I'm looking up, is that it should be based on. God, I'm.
Dexterity?
Yeah. Why can I not find this right now? Oh man. Where?
So,
I'm like.
Oh, hold on. I've got my other character sheet up here, and it should say.
Yeah. It usually does, and I am.
Dexterity. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I thought that it probably was.
okay, so that makes mine 12.
Yeah. Okay. Does that the dexterity bonus help out anyone else? No.
No, mine's 0. So,
All right.
but I had a natural 20. So.
Okay,
good.
so ironically, the most stealthy among you has chosen to be the bait. So,
Sounds like us.
yeah. But sure enough, yeah, you guys with the sound and it's approaching, and you guys are good at this. Like this is not your first time out hunting. So you believe that you sense the orca coming your way. It is moving in the direction you would like. And then it spies Intiblio, and it does look. It's coming right at you. Make an acrobatics check to try to flip out of the way.
All right. That would be 24.
Ooh, 24. Yeah, no one flips like
the landing.
Intiblio.
He is a flipper after all.
My gosh.
Yeah.
Flipper's gotta flip,
Yeah. So now, make.
Like land on its back.
Well, is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing is multiple times your size, but you hop on there like Shamu. Oh, is that bad now? Like I can't. Yeah,
I guess it's good. Wait, no, it's still
yeah
bad.
well, you guys are planning to kill it. Like that's the whole plan here. So
Right.
you guys are mighty hunters.
Stop playing with it.
Yeah, so you flip around and you do that thing just like in Deep Blue Sea where he flips around and does some bizarre move that ends with him like hanging onto the dorsal fin. And in the meantime, Bala and Labely are springing the net trap, so make your net attack with advantage, Bala.
Well, actually, Labely looks at Bala and very shyly says, "'Cause you know, baby, that I'm your biggest fan. I'll follow you until you love me. Paparazzi. Baby, there's no other superstar. You know that I'll be your paparazzi." And so I therefore am casting some sort of an inspiration thing with that.
So, yeah,
What was
Good face
that?
right now.
the mechanic
So-
that I have given you is you have storytelling points, and you have 3 before you need to recharge with a short or long rest. And so you can use 1 storytelling point to tell an inspiring anecdote, which we'll say you just did. It's like a bard's inspiration.
Yeah.
And so basically what that means is, Bala, instead of rolling with advantage, you have a D8 that you can add to whatever your regular attack is.
Okay. So I got a 16 and a 2. So 16 plus a D8, right?
All right.
I got an 8.
Nice.
Oof.
Okay.
24.
That's pretty good. You definitely land this net right across its face. And especially its confusion with Antiblio flipping out of the way, and then all of a sudden it has a net in its face. It is startled and surprised, and we're now going to roll initiative. So everyone, it's just your dex modifier.
So if anyone's wondering, Lably is actually Lably Glob Glob, the storyteller. Plus they can get to Lady Gaga.
So 9 for me.
There's maybe some more shimmer in that that robe.
16 for Intibilo.
Oh, I forgot to see there's a lot.
16. Okay.
Wibbert at 15.
Wibbert, 15. Okay. And did I get yours, Lably? What was it?
12.
12. Lably blah blah. Or glob glob, I think is what you said.
I think blah blah makes more sense.
Cousin to Bob blah blah.
Yeah. Of blah blah blah's blah blah.
Don't start the giggling on that, please.
All right. So that was the surprise round. But the killer whale, the orca here, actually does. It does roll highest in initiative, so it is going first, and it is going to try to make a strength check to pull, like, to try to shake itself free of your net. And so it's making strength. Yeah, it gets a 23, so it's able to thrash around and get your net off of its face. But that's all it does for this turn, is it's got its action. So it stopped because it was so confused and startled, and then kind of just thrashes around to get the net off. But now, Antiblio, it's your turn.
All right. So that's not good. I'm gonna have to try to slow it down in some fashion. I'm gonna go ahead and make a dagger attack.
Okay.
To try to embed that dagger in there so I can have a good hold on it.
Give it a handle.
Which does not go good. Wait, dagger plus 6, so it's a 10.
Okay. 10 is you are not able to pierce its rubbery hide with your dagger.
Okay. And then let's see, I can do
That's hideaway rubbery.
1 bite or dagger and 2 unarmed strikes.
Yeah.
Now I want to continue to hold on to the dorsal fin in case it's going to take off. Does that reduce me to 1 unarmed strike?
No, I'll let you have it.
Bloop, bloop.
You're a flipper. You're able to maintain control and stay where you're going, trying to beat it around the nerve ending, the sensitive nerve endings around its dorsal fin.
So for 2 attacks, I got a 24 and a 16.
Those both hit.
Yay! So hit is a 1d6 plus 2. So that's first one's 6 bludgeoning damage plus 1d6 lightning damage.
You channel electricity from your fingers, zapping its nerve endings through your carefully aimed strikes.
So that's 10 total for the first one.
Okay.
Yeah. Damn it. Dropping dice. And 3 for the second one. A total of 13 damage.
Okay, so wow. Okay, the second one was only 3, even with how do you do 1d6 plus 2 and a 1d6?
I rolled a 1 and a 2. Although I didn't add the pluses to anything.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So 15, 20 points of damage.
Is that between both strikes? Is that
Oh,
the idea?
yes.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So with your lightning fast strikes that include actual lightning, you hit pressure points and sensitive nerve clusters in this thing's fin, and it thrashes around. And
So
it also
target
now
cannot
can't
take reactions until the end of the next turn.
Yeah. All right. Next is Thwirbert.
How far from it am I?
Well, you were hiding behind the rocks while they cast the test, so you are within your swimming range.
Excellent. I move up and first, before I get too close, I summon forth the weapon of my people. A massive sickle hangs over its head with a spiritual weapon.
Nice.
And that, I think, can attack right away.
Yep. You get a first attack, and then later you can do another attack with a bonus action, I think.
Excellent. All right. So it's my spellcasting ability modifier. I have one of those now. Yes. There it is. And it is a 19 to hit.
19 hits.
19 hits. For 10 damage.
All right.
And then I move in for the kill.
You will this glowing mystical sickle into existence, channeling the spiritual energy of your surroundings and making it happen. And it swings in, slicing open a gash in the orca's side.
It is the sickle kill an orca. That was supposed to be a bad pun, but it just came out bad.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not sure I get that.
Sickle cell anemia was the closest.
Oh, okay.
I will move in for the kill with my mighty scepter with eyeball.
All right.
Multi-attack. I roll a 8. That's not enough.
No.
I try it again. I roll a 23.
All right, 23 hits, yeah.
And it does... let's see, that would be 5 bludgeoning damage and 20 lightning.
Wow. I just realized how powerful that scepter is. I think that was
I did too.
Woohoo! Wowza!
Ride the lightning!
Okay, I'm actually going to that first one surprises you with how powerful it is, and from here on it's 2d6, not 4d6 lightning damage. What was the total there?
20 lightning and 5 bludgeoning.
Okay. Yeah, you
I can't hold this power.
you stick
this
the
dial.
eyeball on your staff right into the orca's eye. And you're like, wow.
Oh, look, there's a switch. Oh, it was on 11. 5 seems better.
So, next is Labely.
I'm near it, right? Because
Yep,
of the
yep.
whole net thing. Okay, so I'm gonna do unarmed attack, which is +6 to hit. Okay, so 13,
All right, 13 hits.
and then 4 damage, piercing damage.
All right.
No, bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are giving this orca a significant fight here. But it looks like it's still got enough that it's hurt enough that you suspect it's going to try to run. But it is your turn now, Bala.
Okay. Well, I'm going to bite it and stab it with my spear. So
Okay.
because I can do that. Okay. +6. 9 plus 6 is 15.
15 hits. So you open your jaw wide, revealing your sharp teeth. And you bite it. So you go ahead and roll the initial damage.
6 points.
6 points. All right. And so now you can use your bonus action to lock your jaw so that it can't basically shake you off of it. So technically it's grappled, but because it's bigger than you, it can still move, but it won't be able to get you off of it without breaking the grapple.
All right.
So
I'm going to stab it with my
right.
spear.
Yep.
All right. Well, that wasn't so great. So 5 plus 6, so 11.
No, not quite. Your position is a little awkward. Like once you have locked your jaws on, you sometimes have a really good position to jab it with your spear, but you're not quite in place yet, and so you don't quite get it pierced. So that's your turn. The orca is in fact trying to flee. It's going to go its regular swim speed, which is 60. Yes, and we'll resolve your attacks of opportunity in a minute. But it is
the mighty Thwibbert.
It is trying to run. So it's going to swim 60 feet, but also it's going to use its action to try to shake you off of it, Bala. It's going to make like a strength check, and you make your own strength check or athletics if you have that one. I don't remember what
I do have that one.
Yeah, so you make the athletics check, and it's making its own strength check, and we'll see if you stay on.
So 20 with the plus 4 for athletics.
All right. It actually gets a 20 also. So it just manages to shake you off, but you come away with a chunk of it in your mouth. But I will actually allow you to make your spear attack as the attack of opportunity as it's trying to swim away. And then also Thwibbert and Tiblio and Labely all have the opportunity to do that too.
So I got a 20 again, but
Okay.
different numbers.
Yeah. 20 hits, yeah.
Aw. 11.
11 misses.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Since I'm
You
not
do
holding the net because it says hit 6 1d6 plus 3 piercing, or 7 1d8 plus 3 piercing damage if used with 2 hands. I don't think
You are not making the two-handed attack.
Okay. Oh yeah. It's 20. So it's 1d6 plus 3.
Mhm.
Yeah, 4. That didn't go very well.
And then Labely misses. How about you, Antiglio? What's your
Maybe
15.
15 hits?
Uh, 8 points.
8. Nice. All right, this thing is on the ropes, you guys. How about you, Thwibbert?
maybe it will
Opportunity attack?
go away from me because I missed badly. I rolled a 2.
I'm thinking, does a spiritual weapon get opportunity attacks? I would think it would probably have to use your reaction, right?
I think so.
Let's see. It doesn't say anything about being able to do an opportunity attack. My guess is, like, I think I would probably allow it to make one, but it would be your reaction using it. So, like, it's you or the spiritual weapon, not both.
Either way, I rolled a 2.
All right. Yeah. So you guys each heard it a little bit more. It's definitely bleeding into the water now. You're able to easily follow the trail. It swims 60 feet away. You guys are that is more than your regular movement, but you can catch up to it by dashing.
I can hit it from here and move.
Yeah. So it tried to run. on its turn, and that was your opportunity attacks, you guys. So now it is Intiblio's turn.
I will dash towards it.
All right. Not letting it get away. All right, how about you, Thwibbert? It is 60 feet away from you.
I will use, what is it called? Toll the Dead, because that's 60-foot range.
Nice. That's this is a brand new cantrip out of the brand new book, Xanathar's Guide to Everything.
Woo!
Yeah.
You will not run, and you will die, and we'll have a feast of you. Make a wisdom saving throw.
You guys hear a strange bell resonating beneath the water. Boom. And it makes a wisdom saving throw. And it gets a 10, which I think is not good enough. And so that means... Yeah, so that means it takes 1d12.
2d12.
Oh, right, yeah. 2d12 necrotic damage.
This will flavor the meat. That is 13.
That is just enough. You see it fleeing, trailing blood behind it, and as this bell sounds out, you see it start to kind of thrash.
Oh.
Go limp in the water. You guys have made a kill. Well done. Yeah. Orcas, good eating. You guys are...
Well, Miter would already know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still picking a bit of blubber out of my teeth here.
It's pretty good.
Fresh.
Yeah, you guys are going to have a lot of happy campers back at your clan. So you guys are able, between the four of you, to kind of tow this orca along with you, kind of like little tugboats. It's slow going.
Go back to work week. Anyway, yes.
But you guys are able to, to pull it along with you, and you occasionally, while you do that, have to scare away some sharks and other predators that are just attracted to the blood in the water. But you guys are watching, and you're able to kind of chase them away as the superior predators in these waters. If there weren't four of you, if it was just one person trying to deal with these sharks, it might have been a little more touch and go. But with all of you here and being prepared and also feeling very, righteous and strong and powerful as you've taken down this orca, you're heading back to your sort of home settlement. But as you guys are making your way and getting close, back to your little home area, towing this thing for a few hours, everyone make a perception check.
What is that based off of?
Wisdom.
24.
7. Not my strong suit.
Who is that, 24? So, all right.
8.
Tiblio, yes.
Okay, so in Tiplio, as you guys are, getting close, you are kind of the first to see that there's some strange light in the water above where you guys have your settlement. It looks like it's probably 150, 200 feet vertically above the camp, but it's giving off this really strange purple light, and it actually kind of hurts to look at a little bit. Like, you guys, you know what light looks like. You go up, near enough the surface. You don't reach the surface much because why would you? Why, right? It's what's up there? Nothing. But this light is strange. It's not a color you have ever seen before, and somehow even just looking at it gives you a little bit of a headache.
I distrust this particular light. It is
I
an
don't think I
invader.
can fight it.
Never give up faith. Someday you will bite that light.
So you guys are still probably like 500 feet out from the encampment. You've probably would have expected to run into like one of like the people sort of watching for predators and such for the encampment, but you haven't seen anybody.
They must be defending the camp.
See, I thought I heard you sound like that earlier, and I didn't realize what was happening. I was confused. So you got the little voice processor on there. That's great.
Let's join them.
All right. As you are pulling your kill into camp, you realize that pretty much everyone in this sort of little village that you've got essentially a little network of caves, but you guys have also got some structures that sort of allow you to block out the most the ocean currents, so that you can have things be a little bit more stable on an inside area. But so you guys do have like houses and stuff, but you make your way and you realize like it seems like everyone in this little village is sort of gathered in this central area, and you realize that there is a really strange thing that unlike you've ever seen before. It's bigger even than the orca that you've brought back. It's enormous, and it looks a little bit like one of the sea creatures you've seen down in the depths. In its shape, it has sort of a strange spirally shell type of thing, and then a front that seems to have lots of little tentacles coming out, but it's bigger than the orca you brought in. Mark recognizes what this is, and it also doesn't quite look like it's alive exactly. It seems like it's almost like frozen somehow. Like it's not moving in a way that you would expect an actual creature to move. But it's you're not quite sure what's going on. But it's kind of settled, hovering above the center of your town, and you see that everyone's kind of gathered around some figures in the center, but you're still a little ways off.
I think we need.
I don't think someone else has found more food. That looks different from food. It looks more like the spirits.
So bite or no bite?
Hold on to your bite. Soon you'll get to bite something, I'm sure.
Seem to be moving.
Usually by now you would have excited people, kids especially, kind of swarming all over you to kind of, start taking and butchering your kill to and kind of has a celebration of food returning. But you can also kind of understand that this is unusual enough, whatever this thing is, that it would attract attention. And in fact, nobody has really even noticed you coming in. They're so distracted by whatever this is.
It's kind of mean. I mean, we did get a whole lot of food. It's hovering over our parade.
Thwibbert, you do see that Tonamast, the archpriest of your clan, is down there with the in the crowd, and he seems to be leading, sort of like, he's up front, kind of leading whatever is happening down there, but you guys are still a little ways away.
Perhaps we can find some information from the archpriest. He knows more than me. At least for now. Eventually I'll know more than him. And then we'll probably have to talk it out.
So as you guys, are you leaving your kill somewhere, or are you just dragging it with you right into the center of...
Can we put it somewhere? Like,
Yeah,
does
I
one
mean,
of us live
there's-
around here? I don't know how this works.
Can we shrink it and put it in a
There
bag?
is an area that is typically reserved for this purpose, which is that it has some like ropes that are affixed to ropes and vines and stuff that are affixed to the ground to kind of hold down something that might otherwise float away. And it's usually like normally you'd have people coming out to butcher this thing immediately, but you could at least put it there where that will happen presumably later.
Yeah, we'll do that.
All right.
Okay.
Someone make a mark. I want them to know it was us.
Yes.
I will. I can bite a mark.
Well, you've already bitten.
I have already bitten it.
It's
It
not.
is marked.
I mean, you've got nice teeth and all, but it's not exactly. I mean, it doesn't look much different from everybody else's teeth. Maybe bigger. You have really shiny teeth, but
I can do more. More bite.
no. You'll just eat it.
No, you just bite.
There's a chunk missing already.
As you guys are sort of affixing it in place in this sort of area, everything's a little bit surreal because there's these strange shadows cast by the light that would not usually ever be there. You guys are used to being dark just all the time, so the light in this place feels strange. But
yeah. I do not trust that particular light.
So as you guys are kind of making your way, you settle the orca there where it can be butchered later. And are you approaching then the gathering in the center of the village?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
As you kind of swim forward, most everybody is kind of near the bottom. As I mentioned before, you can swim. You're not bound to the floor. You can move in the third dimension here. But most everybody is gathered around what looks like a set of three creatures that are sort of standing on the bottom. And they have apparently come out of this strange creature thing that is settled in your village, and their heads look almost like pearls for a second, but then you realize that somehow it's like a bubble of air, but it's staying around their head, and so it's a little bit hard to see their heads inside it for a bit because this bubble is kind of surrounding it. But their shape otherwise, they're taller than you guys. They're kind of skinnier. Their upper bodies are kind of the same proportions with the long arms of mermaids that you've met before elsewhere, but it has two legs like you guys do. They're wearing strange robes, though. They don't seem like they're normally designed for swimming. You would guess that these are land creatures that are somehow have got magic to make air stay around their heads.
Not enough for an invasion, but I'm going to watch them closely.
As you make your
Be
way
ready to bite.
closer, as you get closer, this strange sort of headachy feeling that's kind of just been in the back of your mind starts to resolve into a little bit of a static, and then as you get even closer, you realize you're hearing a strange voice in your head. You're now hearing half of a conversation, which is to say, "And how many other villages are in the vicinity? Are they all as large as this one?" But you're not hearing the other half of this conversation.
Is that voice familiar?
No. In fact, now that you kind of realize it, you're not even quite sure how you understand it, because it's not. It's like it wasn't language. It was just somehow you just knew that's what it was saying. You're not hearing the words like a sound. You just somehow feel this presence and know that that's what it's communicating. It's really unsettling.
Do not like, want to bite.
Bite maybe soon. But I've done tricks like this before. I've spoken with fish. They never really answered me. But I've spoken with others. I know how spells work. This is different.
As you guys get closer, are you pushing towards the center then?
I want to see.
Yeah. You realize that whatever this, this strange voice in your head is apparently talking to your archpriest Tonemast. And it was, and he seems to be, talking to these strange figures. Now that you're closer, you can kind of see through this bubble a little bit, and you realize that they have, two small little sort of dark eyes, and they're, instead of a mouth, they have a mouth like a cuttlefish. And it looks a little bit like the tentacles of that giant thing that they came out of, so maybe it's like they're flying around in a big sort of face looking thing.
But they look like fish, but they need bubbles on their heads. These are
Talk to
mutant
your
fish.
head.
So you realize that your archpriest is talking to them and basically saying, "Yes, we have come to these waters only recently, but we have decided to settle here for the time. There are other clans further in that direction and further in that direction." And you're a little bit surprised just because he seems to he's very forthcoming to these really relatively unusual strangers. He's seems like he's being very open.
I'll whisper to the nearby ones, the ones that are watching. What's going on? Who are they?
I don't know. It came out of that purple light in the sky, and it just flew down here, and then it started talking in our heads. And the archpriest went to challenge them, and first he told them to go away, but then it said that we should let them stay, and he said it was okay, and now he's answering all their questions. It's kind of weird.
No bite? Bite,
No,
bite, bite, bite.
Maybe soon? I don't know.
Would he tell him everything?
They could be friends. We have friends. Never seen these kind of friends before.
Doesn't look or sound friendly.
Seems strange. Excuse me, Archpriest Tonemast. If I can.
What is this? And you look, and when he turns to look at you, it's like his eyes aren't quite focusing on you. Like he turns to face you and he addresses you, but he's weirdly like looking past you somehow. And he says, What do you want? I'm very busy meeting with these important visitors."
Who are our visitors? I need to know if I'm going to one day ascend to the mighty skills you have in greeting visitors. I'm merely trying to learn. Also, we captured an orca, but that's important later.
You hear this voice in your head, and you kind of turn, and you realize there's three of these strange figures, and one of them has its hand up, and what you hear is, "It is all right, priest. We want everyone to realize we are not here to harm. Newcomers, we are visitors to these waters. We came through the portal. We are lost and need your help to return home."
What
Go back through portal.
portal? That purple light?
The purple light,
It's right there.
yes. But it is not trivial to pass through it in this direction. We need assistance, and you will help us.
Oh, well, I don't know anything about purple lights or portals. Do we know anything about purple lights or portals,
No.
Archpriest?
And Tony Mass says, "Oh, we don't need to know. Our guests will tell us what we need to know."
But they don't know. They just said they don't know. Or at least it's hard. And they need our help.
We know what is necessary, but we need your assistance.
Oh. Well, we are mighty hunters and thinkers and doers. There's nothing we can't do.
Or bite.
Or
We
bite.
just caught an orca.
That one bites. I wouldn't go too close.
You see a couple of people, in the crowd. A couple of your fellows look a little excited. Oh, orca! But at the same time, this is pretty exciting. So it's like orca will wait. But so these strange creatures just say, "We will need more than are in this village. It is critical that you gather all folks such as yourselves and bring them here."
But we're good, strong, powerful,
Yeah.
smart, wise, good looking,
What
Smell
do you
great.
need?
taste awesome.
We need workers.
What? To do what?
To build a device.
Huh.
And Tonemast, the archpriest, says, "Of course, we will do as you request. We are good people, and we help those in need. And we will gather all such people to help your intended quest to build this device and return home." And,
For a price. I mean, that's a lot of work.
yeah, you guys are. There is a little bit of a. We are people who help those in need. That's kind of.
Can you hunt orcas?
I mean, you don't not help people, but it's not like a thing.
Yeah, if we work, you need to hunt.
Yeah, because we can't do both. I mean, if we're out on the hunt, then we aren't working, and if we're working, we're not on the hunt. And maybe you can do other things if you can build this thing too. Other things that would make us even more powerful.
We are not ideally suited for these waters, such as yourselves. Therefore, tasks which occur here should be done by those most equipped to do them. The design of the device can only be done by us. So it only makes sense for us to do that, and for you to continue hunting.
Well, I mean, it's good for you to recognize your limitations and all. And we are superior here, that's clear in every way that possibly can be measured. But the device is for you, not for us. Unless there's something that the device can do for us. Can it hunt? Or maybe find pearls? Or
When the
harvest?
device is complete, the portal will remain open, and you will be gifted with treasures you cannot imagine.
Now we're talking.
Ooh, treasure.
I mean, I can imagine a lot of treasures, and Labley over there can imagine even better ones than me. So,
Where you gonna be if we're building?
We will be here, beneath the portal. And so the archpriest turns to all of you and says, "Then we have our assignments. All of you who are fit to swim, travel, journey to the other clans and bring them here, that we might have a great assembly of all our people."
What if they won't come?
And this mystery visitor just says, "Any who will not come will be visited and persuaded."
And why are we going at all?
Yeah.
You go.
that does sound like something you can do.
Those who cooperate willingly will be afforded privilege. Those who require additional persuasion may not get such a good deal.
I mean, that tracks.
All right, so we're going to do a little bit of a flash forward here. Clock wipe. You guys, you definitely kind of. Tell me, as most of the clan is, maybe a little confused, but Archpriest has never led you wrong before. I mean, he brought you here. This seemed like a good place, and like it's a little unsettling, like, because that purple light doesn't go away. You kind of get used to that headachy feeling, though. Like it's not so bad after a while, but it's still a little weird. And those visitors are strange too. They spend a lot of their time inside whatever that creature thing is that they came in. But you are, a lot of people are going out and trying to tell the other clans that if you guys help them build this device that they want to build, everyone gets rewarded. Are you guys participating in that endeavor, or are you helping to build? What are you guys doing?
I am not liking it.
Not enough biting.
I like the idea of staying and building so we can keep an eye on those guys.
You guys, basically, everyone who kind of goes out to, convince others tends to, like, the typical result is that they come back with maybe a few of the people who are coming to check out what's going on. And then generally, those people go and talk with these visitors and then leave again convinced that they should bring more of their fellows with them. And so gradually you guys start, collecting a workforce, and that's good because this thing that they want to build is way bigger than anything you guys have built before, and you would be a little concerned that it seems like it's kind of scarily ambitious, but at the same time they're bringing lots of people, and they say what they want is something that will connect to the bottom so that it can be stable and to go up to this strange purple light and surround it without it being subject to being blown around, because you note that light, it never moves even when the currents are passing through very quickly. It stays in the same place, which is unusual, but you're building this structure that's going to go up and be around it. With all these new people in the area, all these new Kuotua, your people, you are finding that you're needing to do a lot more hunting. You have more people available to do the hunting, but where before you guys had, hunting was not, it's never easy exactly, right? It requires people with skills such as yourselves, but there was plenty of game to be found. Whereas now, with so many people hunting, it's starting, you're having to go a little bit further afield, and there's a little bit of an imbalance, but you understand this is a temporary thing, right? This is while you're doing this building, so you can kind of just hope that it will recover afterwards. But that, like, if you guys, if all of these people are going to be in this area for a long time, you're running the risk of overfishing all of the areas around you right now. And definitely, it's not kind of as nice a place to be as it used to be. You have all these strangers around. Everyone's always busy. Everyone's talking about the building, and I don't know. It's different. It's not like it was. And everyone seems really excited that there's going to be some sort of treasure, but you've also realized over the course of this time that you're helping with this building that anytime someone kind of starts asking questions along the lines of, yeah, but what treasure? But what's the reward? Somehow, and this has happened to each of you at various times, you get to a point where you're feeling like, yeah, I want to know. I'm curious. This is starting to seem a little bit fishy. But then you get to a point where you're saying, okay, well, I'm going to go and I'm going to just ask him. I'm going to march in there and ask him straight out. And somehow each time you come away satisfied, but then can't quite remember what they actually told you. You remember talking with them and they had an answer that made sense. And you come away going, yeah, okay, good. Yeah, that's going to be great. But wait, but what did they actually tell me? Can't remember. It was good. It had to have been, right? Because, I mean, but what was it? I don't know. And you realize that kind of lots of people are having this experience. And you realize, too, that everyone's starting to get a little bit sickly because everyone's working real hard because they're excited by whatever this is. This is a project unlike anything that you guys have ever done before. It's intense and it's hard but challenging in a kind of an exciting way. And so you're inspired to work really hard, but it's also, you're maybe not eating as much as you used to, and you're not used to working this hard all the time. And so, you're starting to get people be a little bit sick, but everyone's really convinced that, this is still the thing to do. And you're building this thing, but it's, each of you has had your concerns over time, just having these moments where like you've been for a week or like many a period of time you'll go thinking, oh yeah, this is fine, this is what we're doing as a clan, it makes sense. But then you'll have a moment where you say, but wait, does it? All these strangers, and what are we building? What is it actually gonna do? And what are we getting? And everyone start getting kind of sick, and lots of your friends kind of don't really act like themselves anymore. Everyone's kind of only thinks about working all the time, even you most of the time, but you have these sort of glimpses.
I will seek the wisdom of the spirits as frequently as I can with divination to ask.
They'll tell you it's the law.
Divination. Okay, so let's say that what we've got now is that you guys, because of your previous existence as a hunting party, and you still go out as a group sometimes, and you kind of get the feeling that the people who don't ever leave the area and only work on the structure are the ones that kind of seem the most far gone.
What about
you
the
guys,
archpriest?
He is on board with this project, and in fact, he actually spends almost all his time with these visitors now.
He may be too old.
But so you guys, we'll say, have kind of come together to have a little bit of a sort of a private conversation to talk about your concerns. And so as part of this, we'll say that Dwibbert is casting divination, which I'm looking at the actual spell now. And this is oh yeah, there's no throw or anything. It's just you get to ask a question.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
You ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days, and the GM offers a truthful reply. But the reply may be a short phrase, a cryptic rhyme, or an omen. Because the idea is that the spirit's answering.
Yeah.
All right. So what is your question for today?
For today, is this building harming my people?
Your people are working to exhaustion.
That sounds bad. I don't like it. I don't like the purple light. I've never trusted the purple light. I don't know.
Purple light is bad. Cannot bite.
No, probably not. But the ones with the frilly chins, the ones that come from wherever,
I can bite that.
maybe. I don't like what they're doing.
Time to bite.
Maybe we can go into their home and spy on them and see what they say when we're not around.
Maybe. But they seem to know things, and they speak with your mind.
Hmm.
If I could figure out a way to stop that, or to hide from it.
Whoa, whoa. Caught in a bad romance.
Right.
We can put kelp in our ears.
It's not that we can't hear them, it's they can hear us.
Oh.
I'm worried about the archpriest, too.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't pay as much attention to all the proper rituals and the rites and talking to the spirits. He just seems to be ordering people around to keep building this thing. And we're not meant to just build things. We're meant to go out and hunt and to conquer the water and to understand the spirits and to build our legacy. And all we're doing is kind of grouping together and building something. I don't even know what this thing is. I don't
What if-
And we're running out of things to hunt.
We're not meant to be all in one place. That's why we made separate villages in the first place.
What if more of the frilly chins come?
What if they aren't leaving? What if they're bringing more?
If
Then it
they
would be
can bring treasure in, they can bring more frilly chins in.
And we haven't seen any treasure. Not that I've seen.
We should give them something bad to bite.
What? What?
Trying very hard to stay in character.
But they aren't biters. You are.
Well, they must eat.
You guys are actually not sure what they eat. You have never
I
seen
don't
them
think I've
eat.
ever seen them eat anything.
Bring them a gift. See if they if they bite it. And eat.
They haven't even moved their chins to talk.
Trojan orca.
Are you going to hide inside?
Maybe.
Oh. Fill it with jelly stings.
Oh,
Something bad for the stomach.
but orcas are so big and they're so small. They wouldn't eat it all at once. Maybe start with fish. Small fish. Wait, I wonder if they are like the jellyfish or like the octopus. Is that a friend of theirs?
Distant cousin, maybe.
We can ask them. I mean, the octopus or the jellyfish. Their spirits might tell us if they are related.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the fish know.
I wonder if others are starting to think as we are. We are mighty and powerful and are orca slayers, but if there are many of us, then we can also be wiggly chin slayers,
And I can bite them.
and we can rule. And we can finish the thing and go through and take all the treasures.
And get the treasures, yeah.
We can have it all for ourselves. And no more headaches. I hate headaches.
It makes me bitey.
They're purple. Headaches are purple.
I think everyone can agree on that.
So, maybe we should find others who think as we do. And not ask them any more questions, because I don't ever get any answers.
I get answers.
What was the answer?
Good. Treasure.
No
Well,
good
that's sort of
answers.
an answer.
Yeah.
Maybe we can make them show treasure now. And if they don't have any treasure now, then we know that they don't have anything.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
I still like the bad fish present idea.
We can try that. I mean, it will look like it's good, but then it will be bad. And who knows what that fish ate? All right. Do we have a plan? Lably, I don't understand what you meant, but you seemed encouraging before.
Yeah, I can't come up with Lady Gaga lyrics on the fly like this. I don't know. I'm finding myself just like fucking crying.
Don't overthink it. You know,
Yeah.
don't feel pressured to be over clever on that. You know, it's all
Not
good.
everything is a story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think. I mean, poisoning, sure. I can't think of anything else.
And we'll capture sick fish and put them in good fish. Present it.
Do we know any bad plants?
Yeah, you guys definitely know that there are. In fact, in terms of plants that you guys don't eat because they're toxic, there's kind of more around than ever because of over harvesting of the ones you do eat. So there's lots of them around. Some plants that would make you sick if you ate them.
Bad fish with a side of salad.
They could be non-fish eaters. That would be embarrassing.
Well, then the salad.
Hence the salad.
Always have a
everybody eats
vegetarian
fish.
option.
We might have to demonstrate. They might not even know how to eat salad.
Does anybody have sleight of hand?
Slide the fish.
That would be a dexterity-based skill.
Well, I'm out.
So that's Intimidate.
No.
Yeah,
Mm,
and Team
it
Leo
was
would
good.
would be the best at that skill generally. Yeah. So is that what you guys are doing? You're assembling an appetizing-looking banquet of poison fish.
Poison
Poison
slime.
fish.
Sure.
All right,
As far as
What could
bad
go
plans
wrong?
go, it's right on par.
sure.
It's not as bad as jumping into the lake.
I mentioned that I don't have a real high intelligence rating on this character.
Oh no, that was definitely something I picked up on with the bite thing. It's perfect.
I have a very specific skill set.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys, on one of your, oh weird, I'm seeing my cursor hovering over the stuff, even though that's not
Attack
where
by
I've got it.
strange swimming cursor.
Yeah. So in any event, so as you guys are out on a hunting trip, you actually take the time to make this assembly thing, and so what are you doing with it? You know that you at different times will see these visitors. So lots of times there's always at least one of them at their little thing, which seems like they treat it like a house. And you learned from the others that it actually sort of came down out of the thing, so it's almost like they ride it, but they ride it inside somehow. So there's always at least one of them in there. But lots of times they also go out to inspect the construction. And so you guys, if you're looking to
there a
get
door?
one of them alone, you could probably do that if that's the goal. Or I don't know what the plan is.
Is there a door on this thing? Like, where do they come in and out? I would assume we would have seen that.
It has a thing that opens kind of like a mouth when they go into it, but you're not sure what makes it open.
Is there ever a time or place where they're all together?
Yeah, I mean sometimes. So if you guys are they're doing their various business, they are sometimes together. So if you want to wait for a time that they would be.
And we can present them with our feast.
Yes.
All right.
A very, very good feast.
So you guys are waiting towards the end of kind of a shift where the three visitors have come together to, consult amongst themselves, and they're kind of down by their little ship, their thing. And so it's a nautiloid is what they call it. And when they are sort of together, it looks like they're about ready to go inside. You guys approach?
Yes.
Yes.
Excuse me, wiggly-chinned plan makers. I don't actually know your names.
I think it was Frilly Chin.
Wiggly-chinned? Oh, that sounds more poetic.
Mm-hmm.
Our names cannot be said by your anatomy. Frillichin is suitable. What do you want?
Oh, well, we have a feast for you. Something unusual for you to try.
It's a
We haven't
gift.
seen you try so many things here, so you can try this.
Kind of bring it forward, I guess.
And they take a look at it. First of all, make a deception check.
Why did it have to be me?
Because you're the one that talks.
I know. I dig my own grave here. That's an 11.
Okay. Yeah, so you hold out this thing, and what are they seeing when they look at this feast that you've made?
We'd have a number of fish, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of stuffed with things. It's mostly raw fish, really, with
Yeah.
seaweed.
You guys are not big on cooking under the water. Yeah.
No. It looks like
But
any
it
other meal
looks
we would
pretty.
eat.
We arranged it pretty.
It's all about
You guys
presentation.
actually do know about cooking. There are volcanic vents that have superheated water that you can essentially poach things.
Tastes
at.
less
But
live.
you don't usually do that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So they look at it, and you get a little bit of a sense of sort of bemused humor as they look at it and kind of respond. That is not what we eat. But
Oh.
if you would like, we can show you what we eat.
I was wondering. Yes,
Yeah.
then we can hunt
Inside,
for it.
then.
Oh dear.
And it gestures, and the thing kind of opens like the mouth big enough
How
to
did
go
you
into.
do that? Is this thing alive? Can we hunt for one?
They
Does it
do
have a
not live
spirit?
in this region. It is alive.
Oh,
Come. And they guide you inside, and
Kind of pet the
it's-
creature on the way in.
it's rubbery.
ooh.
It doesn't seem to like respond to your touch at all. It just kind of
I just keep thinking this. It's like, just judging from the color that we are, this is a Soylent Green situation.
Green is Kuatoa.
And so as you enter, it's weird in there. It first of all, it's not dark. It has these strange glowy things in it. Not the same color as the purple light. It's more like a white light. It's more like when you see sunlight up near the surface, in color. But it keeps everything relatively bright in there, and the rooms and everything is very like regular and smooth inside, but it's a very confusing layout. They take you around a lot of corners and then into sort of a big area, and you see them moving into there, and then sitting in kind of the center of the room is actually another Kuotoa like yourself, who is just sitting there kind of staring vacantly into space.
Oh, hello.
He doesn't respond. He's just
Is he higher station than me or lower?
lower. He looks like one of the workers that came from another clan. You don't really recognize him. But again, you don't know everybody in the village anymore.
You're supposed to acknowledge me. I know you come from a different village. I think you do. You don't look familiar to me.
He is not up to speaking right now.
Oh. Why not?
What is he doing?
He is here to see the feast as well.
Oh. Still no accounting for being rude.
Weirdo.
And one of them kind of goes over to the Kuotoa and kind of stands over him, sort of putting its hands on his shoulders, standing over him, and just looks at all of you and says, "The four of you have proven more resistant than your fellows.
Of course. System to what?
This is not desirable in workers for us. And so, let us demonstrate a better use for those who are resistant like this one." And as he kind of leans down over this, this Kuotoa, the tentacles kind of fan out and sort of touch all over his head. And he kind of flinches and twitches a little bit as it touches him and then goes kind of limp. And then this thing, it engulfs the top of his head, and you hear a crunch. And then he drops him, and you see him fall to the, kind of sink down to the floor of this chamber. And you can see now that it basically crunched open the top of his skull and just ate his brain.
Oh, it's biting time.
No!
It is Soylent Green.
All right. So, are you guys? What is your response? Are you planning to try to fight? All three of them are in here with you right now.
Can we get out?
You can try.
Are they behind us or in front of us?
They're in front of you. You're not physically obstructed from going back the way you came.
Yeah, I say run.
All right.
So
We're reinforced.
Labely's going to look at everyone and just say, let's have some fun. This beat is sick. And that will cast Great Victory.
Nice.
Which all creatures of your choice within a 30-foot radius gain 5 temporary hit points per round for as long as you continue the story.
All right. Cool. So everybody now, as Labely begins telling this story of a past great victory from your clan, each of you have 5 temporary hit points, and that's per round. So meaning if you take any damage, it comes off of the temporary hit points first. But Labely has to continue the story. So what's the beginning of this great victory that you're telling? Just the first little bit.
Well, that was my quote.
Okay, yeah, okay, I'm
Let's
sorry.
have
Here,
some
yeah.
fun. This beat is sick. That's all I
right.
got.
No, that's good. That's the start. So it'll just need to continue each round. That's all. All right, cool. Let's
I better
roll
check
initiative.
the content of that, by the way.
No worries.
Okay.
15.
Need her to be protected.
Oh, does that mean we're rolling initiative?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
11.
11. Okay. Intiblio, what was yours?
15.
15. Labely?
Oh, sorry. 11. Yeah, we don't have a mod for that, right?
Dexterity.
Oh, so 13.
Okay. 13. And Thwibert?
8.
Okay. All right. So, Intiblio, you are up first. You're feeling somewhat bolstered through Labely's story, reminding you of past great victories where you guys did great, but you also know you're in a dangerous situation. What's the plan?
I don't really have a plan other than attacking the one closest to me.
All right. Go ahead and do that.
Charge. So I will first attempt to bite.
Okay.
Which is an 11.
An 11, you are not able to penetrate its armor.
And then 2 unarmed strikes. 18 and 24.
Those both hit.
First one is 12 points.
12 points, all right.
And second strike, 9 points.
Okay. Yeah, you get a couple of solid hits in on this thing. And it kind of, gets knocked back a little bit. All right. It is their turn now. And the one that you... So one of the ones, not one of the ones, or one of the ones that didn't just get hit, puts its hands up to its forehead, and you guys suddenly hear this sort of screeching wall of energy that feels like it just takes over everything in your brain with just this awful, screeching, horrible sound. And it's getting... it says it's in a cone. Yeah, I'm going to say it's getting Labely and Thwibber and Bala because it's in a cone and it's not just like area of effect. So it's getting the 3 of you. So each of you, I need you to make an intelligence saving throw.
Okay. I rolled
10.
a 2.
10, is that what you said?
Yes.
Thwibber? Okay. Labely?
7.
7. All 3 of you fail. So, let's see. All right. You all take 16 psychic damage and are stunned.
So does that come off with the 5 hit points?
Yes, take the 5 off first. And so that applies this round, but now that we are stunned, it's going to interrupt the story. So you have it to begin with at the start of this round, but she's not going to be able to continue it on her turn.
So you said 16
stunned.
points?
Yes. So you're all going to lose that initial 5 temporary and then take an additional 11. All right. And so then the one that that you attacked in Tiblio is reaching out. It reaches out its hand towards you, and it is going to cast. It's making like it's casting some kind of a spell on you. So I need you to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. 13.
You find that this ability that it had to speak into your brain, you realize now through that connection that these things are your rightful master. What are you doing? You guys are obviously their inferiors, and it's only right that you should serve them.
It's the law.
Yeah. So you are now charmed by this by the charmed by the creature.
The frill face.
Yeah. So for now, it just looks at you and says, "Sit down."
Okay.
And then the third one approaches you, Thwibbert.
What?
Yeah. And it reaches out with its tentacles. And it's
nope.
going to attack you with the tentacles first.
Nope.
Let's see. Stunned. And it rolls with advantage because you are stunned. That's a 21, so I think that probably hits.
Close.
Yeah. As the tentacles touch you, your brain just feels like it's on fire. It's firing all your nerve endings at once. And you take 17 psychic damage. And you find the tentacles have grappled you.
No. Not my brain. I want my brain.
All right. That is their turn. I'll go ahead and just say it because I'm going to slip up at some point. These are mind flayers, in case anyone was unclear on that.
We're all gonna die.
Lably, it is your turn. You can attempt to shake off the stun by making another intelligence saving throw.
That seems like the thing to do. Oop, 19.
19, yes. You are no longer stunned.
Okay.
So that was your action.
Okay.
To do it. To
Right.
shake off the stun. So you are no longer stunned,
But I can't do
but
anything.
that was your turn.
Yay!
All right. And as you sort of shake off this psychic blast that it sent at you guys, you realize that one of these has your buddy Thwibbert held just like that one that got its brain eaten a minute ago.
I don't want to lose my brain.
Okay, so it is now Bala. You're also going to try to shake off this psychic blast with another intelligence saving throw.
All right, so I rolled a 20 that time.
Nice, yeah. You also are able to shake off the stun.
You're gonna be dooming me with these high
Going to
rolls.
bite you.
Yeah.
But again, actually, yeah.
Yeah. Thwibbert.
Oh, do I have movement?
No, because you made this throw at the end of your turn.
No.
So, Thwibbert, let's see, I think you technically...
Wait, is this a grapple?
Well, hang on. So you were already stunned. Make another intelligence saving throw for the initial... Okay. You were stunned.
And I was bitten.
Right. It's a little bit of a complicated rule. Make another intelligence saving throw.
$2. Oh, 20 total.
Okay. So,
Don't eat my brain.
yeah, you are no longer stunned. You are still grappled.
Oh. Do I have actions?
Nope. That was your action
That was
too.
the whole round?
Yeah.
Oh. Do I have bonus action?
It specifically says that you can repeat the saving throw at the end of your turn.
So no bonus action either. Okay.
Nope. Yeah.
Oof.
In Tiblio, you've got your buddy here in dire straits.
I don't want my brain.
He'll be fine.
All right. Go ahead and it's your turn again now.
I'm charmed, right? So
Oh yeah,
I'm
that's
sitting-
right. I forgot.
Great.
that's why I said he'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay, I actually forgot that happened.
I just wanted action.
A mouth
Yeah.
hug.
So,
Hug.
all right. So,
Does he get a saving throw to shrug it off?
The end of my.
let's see. Actually, maybe you do. Let's see. Sorry, let me open this up because there are certain conditions in which you might get. Let's see.
I'm guessing it's just
No,
if they
you
attack
you
me.
have to take damage. If you take damage,
Okay.
then you would make a new throw. But the rest of you, I think, Labley and Bala see him specifically not helping.
Right.
Yeah, so you find yourself. In fact, actually,
Aw,
you feel a
Quiver.
little bit of a pressure in your brain that is persuading that you should try to convince your friends to stand down.
You should enjoy it. It's just a hug. We were so wrong.
All right. It is the Mind Flayer's turn, and the one that
This is gonna go well.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
So the one that has you, Thwibber, is going to try
Eat your
to
face.
bite you, and it so it does technically roll. So let's see, and it gets a 21.
Oh.
Yeah. So let's see.
I didn't want to get that close.
Nope.
That's it. Fell off.
So did my brain.
Wow, that's a lot of rolls.
Yep.
Yeah. So you take 43 piercing damage. Does that reduce you to 0?
And yeah, oh yeah.
Crunch,
Wow.
slurp, slurp,
Ah.
slurp, 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 and you watch as
Remember
this mind
me.
flower devours Thwibbert's brain.
Yay!
So many.
He has
steps.
ascended. You are now one with the master.
Oh my gosh.
So the other
Well,
two,
shit.
the other two, one of them, just looks to the two of you and says, "If you are prepared to be good workers, you may go."
Can I run?
I
Yes, it is
Um,
Labley's turn first, but yeah.
yeah, I'm a good worker. I'm the worker you're looking for. Yep.
All right.
This is your fault.
Bala, what's your?
I am booking it. I'm gone.
All right, yeah. And Tiblio, the one that's kind of been standing over you, just says, "Go with them and ensure that they are compliant."
Yes, master.
I could have swore all three were going to get feasted.
Yeah, that could have happened, but they need workers. You know,
43 points
they've
of damage.
a show of force.
They have a plan.
43
That-
points of damage.
That was
kitten.
technically
You
a
hear
little
that?
bit low. It was a 10d10 damage roll.
Oh,
I didn't get an action. If I got an action, maybe I'd have survived another round.
Yeah, it was touch and go there. I was kind of thinking that the last chance was going to be in Tiblio, but I forgot he was dominated.
darn.
Yeah, so you guys are Labley and Bala are allowed to leave this ship. You flee and you find Antiblio somewhat cheerfully kind of following after you. Wibbert's body remains behind.
I would like to turn and I'm not going to bite him. I will slap Tiblio.
Make an unarmed strike, which I think you have You don't have unarmed strike defined,
no.
but just go ahead and roll the same like you would for a bite attack.
So that's a +6 to hit. Okay, so 21.
Yeah, I think that probably hits. Whap! So you slap him, and Tiblio take how much damage?
How much for an unarmed? Is it? You said the same.
Yeah,
for bite?
unarmed. So yeah, unarmed
bite.
would. We'll just say you take 3 damage in Tiblio.
26, yeah.
And you get a chance to make a wisdom saving throw.
What is wrong with you? Why would you do that? Just bite them. You let him die.
17.
You shake it off.
Oof.
Suddenly your mind clears. This alien presence in your head is gone, and you remember everything that just happened.
Oh my! No. I need an adult.
Our adult died.
We need more. We need more people.
There's lots of people around, but most of them seem like they're being good workers.
Now we know why.
Maybe this is not the way.
No, it's not the way. No.
We brought in all the other villages. I mean, who can help?
We are strong, but we are not that strong.
I will allow each of you to make an intelligence check right now.
10.
19.
Mine's lower than 19.
Yeah. So in Tiblio, the insights gleaned by that horrific alien presence in your brain has just drove home how different these things are from you. They have 2 arms and 2 legs and a head, and they seem to be alive, but their interior lives are, their minds are so different from you, it almost feels unknowable. But one thing that you realized, you managed to pull just a little bit of a tidbit from them, that part of the reason they want you guys as workers is because your ability to shape reality with your belief is something they can't do.
Can we will Thwibbert back into being?
I believe he has survived.
I believe. What do we have to clap?
I do believe in you.
You guys, I mean, you guys.
I do.
Wow.
And in that moment, Tiblio's brain grew 2 sizes.
Yeah. You guys are you know what? I'm gonna say that, like, you guys are in your sort of desperation. You know that the way that the whole thing works, and Labely especially, you know this because the storytelling is kind of the way it works for you. You know, like you understand the most about that ability that your people have, and you know that something as dramatic as you guys just saw his brain get eaten, it would be really hard for you to believe powerfully enough that he's not dead to have him not be dead anymore. You saw it. It's difficult to overcome that kind of experience. But you do know that there have been times in your people's history and mythology that you were under threat by what seemed like an overwhelming enemy, and you were saved by a spirit. You know that that has happened before. That is something that could happen now, if you guys believed enough that it was possible.
So I'm going to share this with them in Lady Gaga lyrics. um, Say, do you guys believe that a spirit can bring back Wibbert? Do you believe it enough that we can try?
Where do we find a spirit?
It wouldn't necessarily bring back Thwibbert, but it would perhaps help
Cast
you.
out the interlopers.
Yeah. Thwibbert
No
is
Frank-
definitely dead. I'm just going to go ahead and
We don't
say
get a
that.
Franken Wibbert, nothing
That,
like that.
no. Well, okay. So here's the thing. Not with just three of you. Like something that dramatic would take a lot more than three of you to, and it would be very difficult. But the thing is, the more plausible something is that it could just happen, the more likely you could potentially make it happen. Whereas, like I said, you just saw his brain get eaten.
Yeah.
You don't even know how that could become true. It would be difficult to make yourself believe it strong enough to happen.
Maybe a spirit knows who can help. If we're not strong enough, maybe someone else is.
If we gather people, but we have to work so they don't know that, we're not good workers. And we can talk to people and convince them and get in touch with the spirits.
Maybe take people one at a time out to hunt, teach them to bite. And we can tell them then. We need a new party member.
So what I'll say, and we'll kind of do another little bit of a time lapse thing here, is you guys definitely find that people seem to be more receptive when you take them away from the structure a little bit. And over time, being very careful and surreptitious so as to not draw suspicion, especially since you know that they know that you guys at one point were directly confrontational. So you're being very careful. You gradually, though, develop kind of a network among the workers of people who seem more free from this influence than the others, and people who might be willing to try to help in an effort to essentially beseech the spirits for help and will a spirit that could help you into existence.
We preach the old ways.
Yeah. And so you guys
Believe, brothers and sisters.
yeah. So you guys are doing that, but it's also, you realize you're not getting as many people as you maybe hoped, because a lot of the workers are really just there's no one even home inside anymore. They just do the work, and they don't seem to even think or feel anything other than that. And so you feel like you're running out of time too, because the structure is almost done. And so you guys are building this network, but you realize because the structure is almost done that you guys are kind of forced to try to initiate this sooner than you really felt ready. But at the same time, you also get the feeling that letting them finish this thing is not happening.
Sabotage.
These things are less and less. They don't feel it as necessary to even really promise you guys anything anymore. It's become more of a given that, no, you guys just work for them now. It's not you guys are helping them in exchange for a reward of some kind. It's like, no, you guys just, they control you and you do what they say. That's the situation. But you get the sense that it's almost done, and so if you do it now, you're not sure you have enough people. But if you don't keep going.
Yeah.
We
It
must.
could be
The
too
time
late.
is now. We must. We must.
I'm just refreshing my Twitch preview just because it looked like it stopped. But yeah, okay, still going. All right, so yeah,
Gather
you guys,
everybody together for like a mass prayer.
right? And so you wait for a time when the three mind flayers have gone into their ship and they it's less attended, and you know that you won't have a lot of time because as soon as you do anything unexpected, the more dominated of the workers are going to tell on you immediately. So that said, you've had everybody kind of prepared to, like, when they hear the go code, you're all going to this, you're rushing to this one specific location outside the village. You're bringing they're bringing everybody that you can possibly persuade to that there's something to be done, and you are all rushing there, knowing that they're going to be coming after you, but it's now or never. And each of you, because you're kind of leading this effort, are going to make, let's see, I will allow each of you to roll your strongest stat, because you are channeling whatever your personal strengths are into this belief. And
Even the power
you
of
are
the bite.
leading the others in this, and in fact, I would imagine Labley is probably aiding everybody in the region with stories of. Are you looking to tell the story of a terrible hardship or a great victory?
I was just trying to figure that out. All creatures of my choice within a 30-foot radius gain 5 temporary hit points per round, which means that anybody, not just our 4 or our 3,
Yeah.
get that buff, right?
Yeah. So the whole group, as long as they're within that radius, yeah.
And then the other, so terrible hardship
Would be if
is
anything comes after you, they would be subject to that. But you can choose for anyone to not be. You know,
Okay.
all of your people would be safe. But
Right.
that would be if anything comes after you.
So
Um,
you said we take our strongest stat, or
Yeah. So like if
skill,
if
but
strength is
stat.
your highest, or
Right.
you know, whatever's your highest of those 6 stats, you're going to roll with that modifier.
So I
maybe
think I'll
some-
use, just, I think great victory makes sense.
All right. And you know what? How about this for fun? You are telling the story of the great victory that the 4 of you had in hunting the orca that one time.
Oh,
But before everything went bad, the last time when everything still felt right, like it was the way it was supposed to be. And your telling of this story is so compelling that you feel the spirit of Thwibbert among you, able to help with this belief ritual.
Yay, the spirit of Thwibbert
Yeah.
compels us.
So Thwibbert gets to make a roll too.
Propels us.
My spirit is hunting you for what you did to me.
All right, so you guys are all, you know, believing together, trying to summon a spirit that will be able to help you in this dire situation. And so I'll have you each make your roll. So first,
Okay.
Intiblio.
My mad interpretive dance, invoking my dexterity. And my flipping. 19.
19. All right. Labley.
It is 15. Using my charm.
All right.
Can't you tell?
Ghost of Thwibbert.
Learn from my mistake.
22.
22.
Don't trust in Tiblio.
And last but not least, Bala.
I summon all of my strength and roll a 16.
16.
Well, I rolled a 13. but yeah.
All right. You guys all together feel your minds joining in a way that's wholesome and right, not like that alien intrusion that the mind flayers enforce upon you, but this is true community. for your people and the old ways and your beliefs, and you come together and you find yourself believing in harmony. And it's scary because even as you are holding this belief strong and feeling it grow, you see in the distance the purple light that had been hovering above your village flares, and now it's much brighter. And you see more of these nautiloids coming out of it.
F.
But your belief is swelling, and you find that as it comes to a point, your desire, your belief that a powerful spirit, strong enough to help you, will help you. And then, in the center of your circle, another light, similar in color to the one that had been above your village, starts tearing its way into existence among your circle. Though this one is the similar color, you find that looking into it doesn't hurt your brain like the other one did. And it opens, and you can see just through it, and you see a little bit of a sort of a dark tentacle coming out of it, but not like the ones from the mind flayers. This one looks more like a natural creature of something you've seen before. And then you hear in your voice is saying, "Come to me, and I will give you safety. I am known as Elamon."
Great Elamon! Save us!
All right.
We shall go
so-
forth and lead the people.
Yeah. And so the spirit of Lake Elamon leads your people through the fissure to safety within its waters. And that's where we'll call it for our fishy business one shot. All right. So, how is that, you guys?
That's cool.
Yeah. So that I thought that would be a fun way to kind of give you a hint of maybe some of what's going on down there.
So grateful. Very
I
cool,
like
though.
that. I like that.
Very, very
I like that trick a
cool.
lot.
Plus, mind flares are cool. You know.
Yeah.
I'm so glad they're on
No.
another plane, though.
So how many were there?
Not liking them.
Yeah.
3?
There were
20?
3, but then you also just before you guys found your way to safety,
Yeah.
you saw more
Oh,
ships
more.
coming out. Also of note, in case it wasn't obvious, what you probably will realize once you kind of, the heroes of legend hear about this, is that these fissures that you're talking about, you know that from your plane they have gone into multiple other planes. But now this is evidence that there are actually fissures in those other planes going to yet other planes.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just every fissure leading to the material plane. There are fissures all over.
I don't want to go there.
If we were to rule them all and bring them under one banner, could we do that?
One
Alright.
plane to bind them.
Well, I liked that. I wasn't sure how that was going to work because obviously we're dealing with extra little characters here, but the quote, just like the actual monster manual for those characters, I mean, like that is their culture thing, is that they invent their own gods, essentially.
Wow.
That's kind of a thing that they do. They have these sort of goofy things that seem like they would just be made up, except that they believe in them so hard that they actually become real.
I'm a little
Nice.
worried because I think Thwibbert is more powerful than Alaric. And Thwibbert
Well, yeah, I think part of what happened there is with that scepter is that I adapted you from the archpriest stat block, and I adjusted some of your stats appropriately, but I kind of left that one.
Wow. Even the 2d6 lightning damage, but even just like the
Yeah.
rest of the stats are pretty much the same. He's got more hit points than Alaric does.
Don't be bitter.
No, I'm a little worried for Alaric right now.
But
I
yeah,
was against the mid boss, who the big boss took out.
So were we transported to like Elamon or from Elamon to somewhere else?
Yeah. So you guys started somewhere else, and now you
But now we're
traveled
in-
to safety into Lake Elamon on the material plane.
And how many traveled with us?
A bunch.
Hope for next week.
I hope I don't try to bite myself because that would be embarrassing.
I kind of need that to happen though. Now that you've said it.
Yeah.
Really,
But
really
Smallest bites the biggest.
of the 4 of you, though, 3 of you survived, and 1 got their brain eaten by a mind flayer.
But his spirit came back when it mattered.
Well, I wasn't sure how that was going to all work because I think the 4 of you together probably could have taken 1 mind flayer
Yeah,
by
that was
itself. But with
43.
3 of them there in the room together, that's rough.
I was trying to be efficient.
Well,
So
done in the
here-
first round. That's brutal.
So
That's
here's the thing. I know Mark kind of knew what they were, but as somebody who I don't have the manuals and stuff, and because I kind of like the mystery of this, of
Sure,
not
sure.
knowing what's coming. So I haven't been like
Mhm.
doing research on what these potential things are.
Well,
so this is
And I
I'm a
don't
GM, so it's always
Yeah.
a danger that I'm going to know a bunch of the
Yeah.
stat blocks and stuff.
Well, and I don't-
ignore most of that.
I don't run all of them standard anyway. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, first of all, that whole little like bubble that they were using to breathe underwater. I mean, like that's not an existing thing. That's I made that up because they're going to be underwater and they don't actually breathe water. So there you go. But the yeah. So I mean, looking stuff up is not necessarily going to tell you everything. But I agree with you that it's kind of it's fun to recognize, but it's also fun to have no idea.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I mean, I can ignore a lot of that stuff when I'm playing. I had a feeling of what they were likely to be, but I didn't know how many there were going to be or how powerful they were together. We kind of definitely walked into the mouth of the trap.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, I was kind of initially guessing that maybe you guys would try to get one of these things alone or something like that, but no, you just said let's wait for a time when they're all together and then follow them inside their ship. And I'm like, yeah, all right.
With poison,
Yeah.
because they'll never figure that out.
it was worth a shot.
Given what they do eat, the ploy of giving them poison fish, like I said, they were a little bit bemused by like, oh, you guys.
Simple Kalatoans.
Paulette, aka Mother Dragon, in the chat asks, "Will there be a stream next week? It being Thanksgiving Eve and all." And I would say no. I'm going to be in Colorado next week, so I think we're off for next week, but presumably back the week after.
Enjoy your
Which would be-
Thanksgivings.
Yeah,
And
you Canadies
Right.
have
Oh, you already had yours.
Had yours already.
I missed it the
So-
first time, so I'm tempted to have turkey anyway.
Why not?
Do it.
We were talking about it.
Turkey's pretty good. So
I'm
yeah,
having
so
a
that
hankering for fish.
Just avoid the seaweed.
You want some orca blubber?
Nope.
I thought about having you guys fight plesiosaurus, but I decided killer whale is more interesting. So the 29th is when we'll be back. It's the Wednesday after Thanksgiving. So, but thank you everybody for watching our special little fishy business one shot here. I'm pleased with how the little icons here work. So let me just once
Awesome.
again a thank you to Adam95. You can find his profile on DeviantArt. He actually has little cartoony versions of lots of D&D critters. So check out his stuff if you're interested in that sort of thing. And of course, we have the tabletop audio ambience playing, and of course our players Chooch, Viv, Mark, and Starla. Yay!
Bye.
And we'll be back after Thanksgiving for adventure on so many
many
levels.
levels.